Shift the spotlight to a very interesting development in the region. The Chinese government has removed Qin Gang from the post of foreign minister and replaced him with his predecessor Wang Yi. No reason has been given by the Chinese government over his dismissal. He's been replaced exactly a month after he went missing. Qin Gang, who has been missing, made his last public appearance in Beijing on the 25th of June when he held talks with counterparts from Vietnam, Sri Lanka and key trade partner Russia. The rumor mills are abuzz about a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen. Qin Gang progressively rose up the ranks of Beijing's diplomatic service, including a 2-year stint as ambassador to the United States before being promoted to lead the foreign ministry in December. We'll tell you more about Qin Gang. He started in 1998 with Service Bureau for Diplomatic Missions, also held positions at Chinese Embassy in Britain, served as the Foreign Affairs Ministry spokesperson for years, appointed the ambassador to the United States in 2021 and promoted to Minister for Foreign Affairs in December 2022 when he replaced Wang Yi. It's been over a month since he's gone missing. A lot of speculations are doing the rounds. First one, alleged deteriorating health. Second, alleged extramarital affair. Third, growing popularity in media. What is the real reason and where is Qin Gang? These are square. And why was he sacked? Brahma Chalaniji, strategic affairs expert, is with us, and Victor Gao, Vice President, Center for China and Globalization and Chair, Professor of the Suzhou University, also with us. Thank you very much. Namaste. Good evening, gentlemen. Professor Victor Gao, could you please tell us, is Mr. Qin Gang alive, his whereabouts, and why has he been sacked or replaced?
First of all, at about 7 o'clock in the evening, Beijing time, a major announcement was made. Part of the announcement included the replacement of Qin Gang as foreign minister by his predecessor, Mr. Wang Yi, who is still a very important leader and is generally considered as the top diplomat in China. Now, no reason was given for this replacement. And as far as I can read, the Chinese Foreign Ministry on the previous day, talking about the uncertainty involving Qin Gang, cited his health as a reason for his not making any public appearance for quite some time. Therefore, I think in this very evolving and fast-changing situation, I think the best way is to rely on the official government pronouncement and announcement, because otherwise we do not know which one is which one is rumor, which one is confirmed, the fact, etc.
But Professor Victor Gao, you are somebody who knows much more than the official statement. So I'm asking you, is it only his ill health?
There is no publicly announced reason other than this health reason. Whether it is the health reason, I think we need to wait until a further day when more clarity may be provided. For the moment, the key point is that now China has a new foreign minister, Wang Yi, who was the previous foreign minister, who is really generally considered as the top diplomat in China. Therefore, I don't think there will be major changes or impact on the way foreign policy will be carried out in China. Wang Yi is generally highly regarded, very much trusted, very well known to his counterparts in the rest of the world. So continuity and certainty of the Chinese diplomacy have been assured.
Well, Professor Victor Gao, without saying much, Brahma Chalaniji has said that whether it is the official version and the official version stays, we'll come to know in the coming days. That itself is hint enough to say there is much more to it than meets the eye. That's all he will reveal if we know his true nature. And he is a past master at it. So, Brahma Chalaniji, how do you read this? For 1 month, somebody remains missing and then suddenly is just replaced and the old one comes back again.
Anand, not only has he been replaced, there is no sign of Qin Gang's whereabouts. For 30 days he's been missing. Now this can only happen in an opaque political system, in an authoritarian system. But look at the spectacular fall from grace of Qin Gang and what it says about Xi Jinping and the cult of personality that he has developed surrounding himself with yes men. This is an embarrassing moment for Xi Jinping. The fact that Xi Jinping chose a new foreign minister, he chose a new foreign minister who was comparatively younger to other diplomats, and then 7 months later, he fires him without explaining why he's been fired. What personal transgressions led to this dramatic fall of the new foreign minister? You have cited 3 possible reasons. There are also other reasons that are being speculated. One of them being that Qin Gang has a son who's either a US passport holder or eligible to hold a US passport. There could be other reasons, but the fact that some personal transgressions have led to this spectacular downfall of the foreign minister, and that has been replaced by the old fox, Wang Yi, who earlier had been kicked up the ladder by being made the director of the CCP's Foreign Affairs Commission office, which made him the principal foreign policy advisor to Xi Jinping. Now the same guy, by being made the foreign minister, he's holding 2 positions. So it tells you a lot about the opacity and the authoritarianism of China, where one man basically is the de facto ruler, the new emperor of China.
Professor Victor Gao, would you want to respond to that? Do you agree with do you agree with Brahmachalani there? Professor Victor Gao, can you hear me, sir?
Well, with due respect, I do not agree with the analysis. First of all, China is a country, and the Chinese government and the due process in China have full right to decide who is the foreign minister, who is the replacement for the foreign minister, etc. There is no need to justify the fact other than to make the announcement that there is a major change of personnel involving the foreign minister. That's number 1. Number 2 is that China is more united, more focused, more oriented towards reform and opening to the outside world, more looking forward to the future than possibly any other country in the world of today. And this megatrend will remain unchanged. Whether we have a new foreign minister, whether the previous foreign minister replaces Qin Gang, for example, this is very much tactical. It doesn't change the major trend of China's foreign policy. And what is the megatrend of China's foreign policy? That is to maintain peace abroad and maintain stability at home, to make sure that China's sovereignty and territorial integrity will be fully protected, to make sure that China deals with all the countries in the world as an equal, and we engage as broadly, as extensively as possible with all the foreign countries. This is the megatrend of China, and I don't think personnel change will really negatively impact on this megatrend. Now, talking about the personnel change, is this a major personnel change? Of course it is. I think it has never happened ever since 1990, for example. And the change of personnel in China previously has always been very measured, very well orchestrated, etc. This one came as a surprise, as a major surprise for many people at home in China and possibly for most countries abroad. But the suddenness and the completeness of this personnel change in itself doesn't have a major impact on the megatrend of China's foreign policy. I hope this will be made very clearly to your audience. No reason for panic, no reason for surprise. All the reasons for continuity.
Well, the panic is not for India, Professor Victor Gao. The panic is for what is happening internally within China. It is for China to be worried about what is happening within. You yourself just now told us, since 1990 there is no change like this, and this one never before. And that too for 1 month, we have no clue where this person is. We still don't know where Qin Gang is. And if it was really in poor health, there would have been a statement, there would have been regular updates, you would have known that the minister is indisposed. But for 1 month, nobody knows where he is. Professor Brahmachalani, sir?
Well, I think this is not only an embarrassing moment for Xi Jinping, but it also provides ammunition to his critics at home. And let us not forget that since the time Xi Jinping took power in 2012, he's been going after his so-called enemies within the Communist Party. He has removed so many. He has purged even the military. So many generals and admirals have been purged. So many of potential rivals within the party have been removed. Now these people, so many enemies that he has made, these people are waiting in the wings. They're waiting in the wings to strike at an opportune time. And Qin Gang's downfall, after he was made the foreign minister in an equally dramatic manner, exposes Xi Jinping to greater intrigue within the Chinese Communist Party. So it's not just about Chinese foreign policy. We know Chinese foreign policy. Chinese foreign ministry, in fact, is a weak department. It's a weak department because foreign policy is not made in the Chinese foreign ministry. It's made by the president and made by the CCP. In fact, right through the history of communist China, the Chinese MOFA, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, has remained a weak ministry, with foreign policy effectively controlled and run by the Chinese Communist Party. But now we're increasingly seeing Xi Jinping being in charge, dictating the foreign policy, running the foreign policy. So the issue is not about the direction of Chinese foreign policy. The issue is about Xi Jinping, this new dictator of China, and whether this is going to expose him to the critics and the enemies he has at home.
Well, gentlemen, that's about Qin Gang. Let's hope there is an update and he does surface, and we wish him good health and speedy recovery. If it is indeed ill health, that's the reason why he's been sacked. But as Professor Victor Kao himself said, whether or not that's the real reason, we'll know in the coming days. Meanwhile, there is another development that's happened, and I'd like to bring it to the attention of our viewers and also to our panelists, that there seems to be trouble brewing between China and Pak relations. Pak government has now issued a notification that Chinese citizens are restricted to enter in Gilgit-Baltistan.